Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, the Super Coach, every week coming into your life to multiply your life and your money and your business. You know, I believe everybody needs a good coach in life. I'll have these hard conversations with you, make you do some things you don't want to do, but hopefully help you become something you didn't think you could become. Today we're talking, how do you use your business? How does your business become an excess cash machine? Meaning, how do you build such a successful business that it pays you what you're worth? It pays all of your expenses. It allows you to live the life that you've always wanted to live, and you have excess cash to then reinvest in your bigger future. That's how I know if you've got a good business or not. This is Coach Micheal Burt, and you're watching Super Coach. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt. Welcome to the Greatness Factory. I'm here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee at my Greatness Factory. Come see me from time to time. If you're watching this show on Facebook Live, I want to thank you. Every week I come into your life, typically Tuesdays, 4 p.m. It's a live show. I got live topics, and every week I want to bring something of value. So I think about what I want to say. I pray about it. I listen to people. I look at the businesses I'm coaching. I travel all over planet Earth, and I listen to things, and I start thinking about how can this podcast be your coach? How can this 1 hour change your life? And when I retired at 31 years old from coaching, athletic coaching, I had never made more than $60,000 in a year. I didn't understand the difference between assets and liabilities. I didn't think about building a successful practice. I was just speaking. And I was just doing a little bit of coaching. I did not even design my business properly. You know, and a business is designed before there is a business. And I never stepped back and had this thought. A successful business should be a business that pays all of our bills, that drives revenue, pays all of our bills, and then has excess cash left over after it's paid its owner, its employees, after it's put money away. It has excess cash left over that you can then reinvest in the future. Now, what you choose to reinvest that in is up to you. I've chosen to reinvest it in real estate. I've chosen to reinvest it in my company. I've chosen to hire new employees. I've chosen to build greatness factories. I've chosen to build wealth for my daughter and my family. So for you, today we're going to break down how do you build an excess cash machine, because there are 28 million small businesses in the country. 21 million of those have one employee. They make less than $100,000 a year. The statistics tell us they make $47,000 a year. That's before they paid the owner, the founder. That ain't enough cheese to live on, man, no matter where you live in the world. And so for you, you got to step back and ask this: do I have a successful business? And a lot of people equate a successful business with this concept, breaking even. Okay, I don't care if you're an employee, if you own your own business, breaking even is not successful. That means we just got just enough to live on, to live by. So how do you build your little excess cash machine? Matt Monero, my buddy, calls it your little small business cash machine. And I'm looking at it saying, do we have any money left over to reinvest? I need 2 more employees. I need to expand. I need to build a greatness factory. I want to go to a new market. I need some more money to do that. So let's break down the essence of this. And this is what we're going to talk about. Super Coach is 3 segments long. I always give you kryptonite at the end of every show. You can get this on iTunes. You can get it on Podcast Republic. You can get it on Stitcher Radio. Okay, you can download this. Please give me a review if you like what we got, and help me spread this message out there to the world. Now, here's the purpose of any business. Number 1, don't ever forget this. The purpose of any business is to create a customer. How many customers do we need? To have some excess cash, we have a lot of customers. We'd like to have thousands of customers. But first, we got to create a customer. There's so many business people out there that I talk to every day, and I'm like, what's your strategy to create a customer? What's your selling system? What's your marketing plan? How are you pushing out to the market to people? And they say, man, I don't know. The purpose of the business is to create a customer. Right, Carrie Latham? Right, Mark? Right, all the people that are out there? Right, Joseph? The purpose of any business is to create a customer and to make money. If you're breaking even, you are making a little bit of money, but you ain't making enough money to grow. So you'll be one of the 21 million small businesses out there in the world that just get by, okay? So the way we make money and create customers is we solve problems. And you're going to hear me say this a lot as part of my sales philosophy. The purpose of any business is to create customers and make money. We make money through solving problems. Money changes hands, okay? Money changes hands from my pocket to your pocket when you solve a problem for me. Now, you may say, well, convenience, yeah, it's still a problem. You bring a convenience to my life that nobody else can bring. So money goes from my pocket to your pocket, okay? And now I want you to start seeing your work as the distribution channel for your God-given talents. God hardwired you with certain gifts. If you study the Bible, the gifts are the gift of encouragement, the gift of compassion, the gift of prophecy, the gift of leadership. You have certain gifts or talents that you've been given. And look at the parable in the Bible of talents to the people he gave talents to. Three of those people multiplied. One person hid the talent. I equate that to, hey, I've got my talent, but it's over here. I actually believe that your work should be and could be the distribution channel for your talents. There's a lot of people out there who disagree with me. They think work is just work. It's just an occupation. I believe a vocation, from the Latin term voice or calling, for life, voice or calling in life. Occupation is that which occupies my time in which I receive a paycheck for. So if I flip the script, work is not something to dread, it's something to distribute my God-given ability. When I distribute high levels of talent to solve big problems, the world rewards you. The world rewards you in the form of love and money and recognition, referrals, reputational capital. So you to take your talent and distribute it to people who need it, to solve their problem, and because you solve their problem, you get rewarded. And so let's just look at the purpose of the business. Create customers, make money, show excess cash. You do that through solving problems by distributing your talent and creating value. The more value you create, the more money people pay you to solve their problems. And here's what's going to happen. We're going to have excess cash left over. Money will follow you all the way to the freaking bank. I'm telling you. When people started asking me, how did I know I was accumulating some wealth? I didn't look at my bank account every day. I very seldom look at it, matter of fact. I think when you start making money, you don't have to look at it every day. You only got to look at it when you don't have any money, right? So how I started to know I was accumulating money is I just put my head down and I went out there to solve problems and create value and distribute talent. And then I looked up and I said, man, I got a little cheese in the bank, Brandon. I got some dough, man. I actually got some money. Right? I didn't even think about it. I just went out there and put my head down and worked. And I started to build some excess cash. And what did that? My business. And when I did that, I bought real estate and I funded whole life and I diversified my portfolio. And I wanted that money making money. See, a rich person knows how to make money. A wealthy person knows how to create money through value, which is just a piece of paper we've attached a value to. And that money makes money on its own. Their little troops are working. So let me give you some kryptonite to get you out of here in this first segment. Here's the kryptonite. That's a pretty strong kryptonite too, Brandon. That's an upgrade right there. Here's your kryptonite, which is the one thing holding you back, my friend. You've never looked at yourself as an entrepreneur. That's a person that takes lower level resources to higher levels of productivity. Therefore, you can't get your mind around driving revenue for you and your little business. You got to change your think. See, I moved from being a bureaucrat on a fixed salary, working 80 hours a week for $60,000, to going to be an entrepreneur that I just have 365 days in a year. I get to assign value to those days. I get to decide what I do. I get to go out and solve problems with my talent. And because of that, the world rewards me in the form of love and money and recognition. And here's the deal. Yesterday, I finished a contract with the company. And one by one, people come up to tell me how much it impacted their lives and how this thinking had changed them. And guess what? I got paid. Not paid monetarily. I did get that. But the way I really got paid was in love and affirmation. And it made my whole day. One woman stayed along and she said, I just can't tell you how much you've helped me in my life. I got paid. when you come back in Super Coach. We're going to talk about this. Money only changes hands when. How do we build this excess cash machine? And I'm going to finish. You stick around to segment number 3. I'm going to show you how I use about 9 different profit centers to drive revenue in the door for my company to give us some excess cash so we can grow. You're watching Super Coach, and I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt, and I get asked all of the time, what does a good coach do? See, a good coach should engage you in a set of systematic behaviors that allows you to do something tomorrow you can't do today. They should find and fill your missing structures. They help you break through that ceiling of success that you can't break through on your own. And that, my friend, is why everybody needs a good coach in life. Check out Coach Micheal Burt's Total Growth Academy at CoachBurt.com. Hey guys, Coach Burt. Welcome back, Super Coach. Follow me on Twitter at Micheal Burt. Go to CoachBurt.com. I want to say a shout out to some of my folks out there giving me some love today. I'm getting paid today, Brandon. I'm getting paid by Peter O'Neill. Look at them arms, buddy. Look at them arms. Wayne Miller, Joseph Rawson, Will Webb, my man. Blaine Little out there doing his thing. Bo Scott, Carrie Latham, Melanie Mayo. It's always good to see my mama get on here. She said it's all about the customer service, Coach. That's what it's about. Well, here's the deal. I just showed you a commercial for my Total Growth Academy. And let me tell you why I created that. I had a problem. My problem was I could only affect so many people in a day. And with that Total Growth Academy, a person can get coaching from me for $83 a month. What is that? $3 and something? That's $2 and something a month. All the coaching they need. I was in a studio today for 2 hours cutting new content. They said it was 95% more content than any platform they've ever uploaded at light speed. And let me tell you what it's got. We got a new app out. So the app, you can get coaching if you're in the platform. So what am I trying to do? That's another profit center. That's another profit center. So for you, we're trying to build excess cash. It's not just to survive. You can't help charities. You can't help people. You can't help your family. You can't help your friends. You can't hire employees if you don't have any money. And the way you get money is by building a successful business. And in first segment, what I talk about, purpose of the business is to create customers. We make money by using our talent to solve other people's problems. Okay? We solve problems. They compensate us to solve those problems. It's easy. Selling is easy because all we got is problems in the world. We distribute our talent that God gave us to the world. The world rewards us in the form of love and money and recognition and money. We create value. We wake up and create unique and differentiated value, which is what Zebras and Cheetahs is about. You look different and you run faster. So let's move to segment number 2. Here's the second thing. Jeremy Wegner's on here, okay? Staying a cheetah, brother. Good to see you. Here's the second concept. My whole sales philosophy right here. Money only changes hands when problems are solved. I want you to think of problems as this. My little business, okay, my little business, which is $1 million plus business now, took me 7-8 years to get it there, but thank goodness we've broken through that, wakes up and exists to find and fill missing structures for other people. A missing structure is a void, it's a gap, it's a problem that I've got. Okay, it's a problem that I've got. Your business solves my problem. Now, if you want to make a lot of money, you either solve a small problem for 1 million people and get paid a small amount, dollar. If you help 1 million people, you make $1 million. Or you solve a bigger problem for 10 people that would pay you $100,000 a piece to make $1 million. Okay, so I want you to think about this. The bigger the problem you solve, the more money people will pay to solve it. So the size of your paycheck, the size of your compensation, the size of your revenue for your company is completely predicated on the size of the problem that you solve for people and for whom you're solving it. So when I go out west, typically, California, other places, they typically pay me 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money they pay me in Tennessee or in the South because of market values. It costs more money to live in California than it does in Tennessee. I'm solving the same problem just for other people. Now, I could solve a small problem for someone where they pay X number of dollars a month. It's like this, or I could wake up and solve a big problem. And so that gets into this concept of when you wake up, when you work your selling system, when you work your monster planner, When you go after people, are you going after bluegills? Are you going after blue marlins? You see, if you wake up to solve blue marlin problems, you can fish for bluegill in a local lake. They're small. Or you can fish for blue marlin in the Gulf of Mexico. And so, but here's the general premise. Your business exists to do what? Solve their problem, the size and scope. Now, when you tie in my person of interest concept around this book, Person of Interest, what you're basically doing is you're driving up your famous factor. Famous means known, renowned, celebrated. You are becoming known for using your talents to solve big problems, okay? So you're signing bigger and bigger contracts. And the bigger contracts you sign, right, you're solving bigger problems, and they are paying you a lot more money to solve those problems. Now, when you start solving those problems, back in 2009, 2010, I remember going out to coach people, and I just retired from coaching in 2008. And I remember a big home builder came to me, and he said, after seeing me speak, I don't know what you got, but we need some of it. We need some of your energy. A banker told me, we need you to infect our people with your energy and enthusiasm. But here's what I've come to figure out. What people really want from me, beyond the energy, is systems, structures, process. So when people buy me and my company, they're buying a selling system. They're buying a process. They're buying how to teach their people how to become people of interest. They're buying strategies and systems that elevate their business. When a person buys my Online Growth Academy, they're getting coached by me. They're just getting coached by me through an online platform, on an app, anywhere in the world. So they're getting more coaching than the average Joe that's out there. And so what I've said is we need to build multiple ways for me to coach people. And I really learned this from Tony Robbins many years ago. When he just wrote a book, he said there's only so many people going to read a book. But when he started doing infomercials, millions of people saw him on infomercials. So he started looking at other distribution centers. How can I take my talent and distribute my talent through multiple ways to the world? So we can do TV and live events and online platforms and books and CDs and audio programs. We got to figure out bigger ways to connect to more people. When I do a Facebook Live now, there may be 1,000 people on there. I can't take 1,000 meetings in a day. So you got to embrace this concept. The people that get the most attention make the most money. The people that have the most circulation typically makes the most money. The people with the most activity make the most money. So what we're trying to do is say my business can solve this problem. Now let me throw a loop in here for you. What if you woke up and you marketed to people who could write you the largest check for your service? That's a Dan Sullivan concept from Strategic Coach I learned many years ago. That's Blue Marlin. Not only do I love working with these people pay us the most money. These people value our services the most. I get energy from working with these people. So now what's happening is I'm getting up and doing what I love, distributing my God-given talents to the market. I'm using the talents that the good Lord gave me. I'm multiplying those talents. I'm getting more opportunity, and we're making cash. And we're making so much cash, we then have money to redistribute into bigger investments. Now we're going from being rich to being wealthy. Now we can help charities. Now we can donate money to causes. Now we can help kids. Now we can build more greatness factories. Now we can go back to my hometown and open up a greatness factory. Without any money or excess cash, I couldn't do that. And we did go back to Woodbury to open a new greatness factory. That's probably going to cost me $100,000 before it's over with. And will we make that money back? We don't know. But that's my way to go back and pay it forward. And so let me give you some kryptonite to get you out of here. And in segment number 3, I'm going to give you 9 ways we drive revenue. Kryptonite, you don't have enough customers. That's the number one problem, guys. You ain't got enough customers. Therefore, you can't drive enough revenue and make enough money to have any left over at the end of the month. You got to expand your customer base. And for you out there, if you're an employee, this is simple. It's the same. How much money do you bring in? How much do you spend? How much do you have left over? How much do you have to invest in bigger futures? You're watching Super Coach. Final segment coming up, guys. The 9 ways we drive profit and money at Micheal Burt Enterprises. We got to build a little excess money cash machine. If not, we just getting by. Come on back in segment number 3. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt. Here's the question for you. Why do you need a coach? So many people don't understand why they need a coach. Well, let me ask you this question. Have you hit a ceiling in your life? You see, we're either dynamic and growing, we are plateaued and static, or we are entropic, which means we're dying. A good coach will come along at that ceiling of success and help you bust through that ceiling. New insight, new strategy, new energy. And here's the real deal. They'll hold you accountable to the good intention you have that you've been falling off the wagon. If you need a good coach, go to Coach Micheal Burt's Total Growth Academy at CoachBurt.com. Sign up today. Come on back, Super Coach. Man, I'm getting some good comments out here. I got to say a special shout out. Diane, Michael Higgins, good to see you, girl. I'm so proud of you. Raymond Schutz on here. Patrick Miller. Here's a great comment from Adam Wright, who is in Monster Producer. We hear more money equals more problems, and sometimes it does. He said more problems equals more money, and that's exactly right? David Estes. Roy Frazier's in there. I love Roy Frazier, man. That guy is toned in. He's dialed into our stuff, and I'm so proud of all the people who are in Monster Producer that are on here with me or my Total Growth Academy. I titled this today, The Excess Cash Machine. Adam Wright is right. Adam Wright is right. More problems equals more money. And here's the deal. All you got to do is step outside of your office. There's 7 billion people and probably some on Mars that got problems. Selling is easy. Find the missing structure. Find the pain point. Bring the structure to the missing equation. So I was talking to a guy today, a good friend of mine, named Ben Wilson, who is, Ivan, good to see you, my man, who owns a very successful real estate practice. And I'm looking at his practice, and I'm going, you know what, how can I help this guy? Guy's a freak of nature. He's got an unbelievable culture. He's making money. His people's making money. They're about to go to Cancun tomorrow. And so I step back and I say, what can I bring to this equation? Well, I could bring myself 4 to 6 times a year and insert some energy. Be a thunderbolt. Reinforce what he's saying. Let them hear it from a third party because we had a great session. So what am I doing? I'm saying the typical way I coach a team is I'm filling the missing structure because there's not any coaching. You're hiring me because they don't have coaches in there coaching your people. Well, he's got the coaching. So I'm looking for another way to help him. I'm looking to drive revenue. And so for you, many years ago, I went down and I sat down with John Maxwell's agent in Atlanta, Georgia. His name was David Hoyt, and he said, do you want to know how many ways we make money off John Maxwell? John Maxwell, the great leadership. I said, I would love to, man. And he drew something up like this. Okay, and he drew something up like this. Now, this is called mental mapping. Okay, you see this mental mapping right here? It's where you basically, let me just shine the light on here. It's basically where you draw up different concepts. Look at all those circles. And he said, here's what he said. He said, when John Maxwell has a concept, 21 Laws of Leadership, we then turn it into a book, CD, we turn it into MP3s, we turn it into seminars, we turn it into licensing, we turn it into Train the Trainer, we turn it into coaching programs. And he showed me all of these ways that they make money off that one concept. This is called optimization. And so for me, the way I optimize a concept is I speak, I coach, I train, I lead, I build intellectual products, I build coaching programs, I do licensing deals, I have podcasts, I have endorsements, I have a studio we rent out to people, I got a Greatness Factory people can rent from us, I got a Greatness Factory people can have office space at, I got other locations. What am I doing? I'm trying to find 9 or 10 ways to drive money. Now, when I wrote the book Swag, I said never put all your confidence in one bucket, right? Here's what I said. Diversify your confidence. I'm telling you today to build an excess cash machine. You could take one vertical, one concept, and drive it so deep and make a fortune in there. Right, Ivan? Okay, right, Tracy Tucker? You can take one concept and make a fortune off this one concept. I'm fine with that. What I've chosen to do, instead of just be a speaker and make money speaking, which is what most people do in my business, go around the world, and most of them would rather find a new audience versus get a new speech. I've said I'm going to speak 25% of the time, and 25% of revenue comes from speaking. I'm going to coach people because that's what I love doing, and 25% of our revenue is going to come from that. I'm going to build a big, huge monster producer coaching platform, and 25% of our revenue is going to come from there. I'm going to sell books, hopefully $100,000, $200,000 worth of books a year, and some of our revenue is going to come from there. I'm going to do all of this stuff, and I'm basically going to bring in revenue from different sources so that we have excess cash, because what happens if I don't get enough speaking engagements this month? I still got my coaching to sustain me. What happens if we're not selling any online platforms? I still got my coaching to sustain me. What happens if coaching's not going? Still got my speaking over here. So what I'm doing is I'm diversifying my portfolio to bring revenue in. Okay? And if I've only got one or two revenue sources, right, Lance Danmeyer, and he's in Monster Producer, if I only got one or two sources, I'm totally dependent. All of my confidence is tied up in that one source. So what I do is I build multiple profit centers. Speak, coach, train, lead, write books, intellectual property, licensing deal. We did a reality TV show. What am I doing? I'm trying to drive excess cash. At the end of the month, I look at that profit and loss. And I say, did we bring in enough revenue? We need more revenue. Or we cut cost, right? So we can either make more or we can spend less. That's the only two ways to bring in more money. We can make more or we can spend less. But I can't spend less and grow. I got to have people. I got to have an IT director in Brandon. I got to have a new customer engagement person in Takesha. I got to have sales team. I got to have a greatness factory. Or, truth be told, I could sit around at my house and work from my home office and have none of this. But how big could I get? I mean, I got a great office at home. I worked from there this morning when I was making calls and doing things. I love it, man. Looks out at the creek, looking at the swimming. It's beautiful, man. I could work my pajamas. How big could I get with one person? And that's what I see a lot of people do. They get pretty big. Maybe they make a couple 100,000, 500,000, a million. But how big can they get? How many people can they impact there? You got to build a business that is so successful, that has so many customers, that you have enough excess cash. You know, if Tracy Tucker wants to open 3 beehives, right? If she wants to open 3 beehives, she can. Okay? If she wants to grow more and bigger, she can. Right? She may say, I want more. I want more impact. So what do we have to do? We have to build excess cash. Okay? So here's a couple calls to action for you today. My phone's ringing. People texting me, tweeting me, watching me live, standing by. Ted Rice, I'm about to be on Skype, about to be on Legendary Life Podcast. Can't wait to be on with him. Here's my ask for you. Many times you don't know why you need a coach. This is why right here. I can take your business and multiply that 1, 2, 3 times with strategy and substance and meat on the bone, selling system, EOS, follow-up. That's why I built the Total Growth Academy. So here's my ask for you. I went to Eric Church concert once, and man, he was good. He stood up there and he said, for the next 2 hours, I'm going to give you everything I got. I only ask one thing. You give it back to me. Don't make it a one-way street. Here's what I'm asking you. Here's my ask for you today. If you're serious about breaking through, if you're hungry to break through, do what Ivan's done. Do what Will Webb's done. Do what Roy Frazier's done. Do what Adam Wright's done. Sign up for the coaching program, man, and get coaching every single day on my Total Growth Academy. $83. I don't know what else to do except give it away to you, okay? Let me give you some kryptonite to get you out of here, guys. Then I got to do a podcast, Legendary Life, with my man Ted Rice. Here's your kryptonite. One thing holding you back. A business is designed before there is a business. Robert Kiyosaki said that. If you have a poorly designed business that is not scalable, you're going to hit a ceiling that you can't break through. It may be time to redesign your business to drive multiple flows of revenue, to optimize your current customer base, and to play at a freakishly big level. I believe everybody needs a coach in life. Every Tuesday I come to you right here on Facebook Live. You can also download this on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Republic, or you can go to CoachBurt.com, click on shows, and get every one of my shows. I love being a coach to people. I am so honored that you would call me coach. And if I can help you play at the next level, then come on and get you some. I'm Coach Micheal Burt. Have a great week, everybody. Hey guys, Coach Micheal Burt. How do you find the right coach for you? There's personal coaches, there's life coaches, there's business coaches, there's spiritual coaches. Here's the deal. You got to find a coach you have an affinity with. You believe the same things. I believe trained people always outperform untrained people. I believe coach people always outperform uncoached people. You got to find a coach that you think brings the knowledge and the skill and the desire and the confidence to you that will work for you. I would love to be that coach through my new Total Growth Academy. Go to CoachBurt.com, click on virtual coaching, and get coached by me every day on any device, anywhere on planet Earth.